Hello everyone, and welcome back down to the Crossroads. Another spooky season deck tech here today. This time, Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've been wanting to show this deck off, and so it's awesome that we can do it for spooky season. Guys, this is my Bakura deck. It was another one of my really early on decks when I was all about the anime. But here's the difference. This one was when I was actually trying to win, and I wanted to win with this deck, so I gave it an actual, my best shot. So, I want to show you guys what I did to make this happen. So, let's get on into it. I'm about to play a monster card. That was cringy, wasn't it? Not as cringy as my first card, which would be the Ghost. The gross ghost of fled dreams. Dun, dun, dun. It is truly menacing. And what this does? Nothing. Yeah, real spooky. Real spooky out of the get-go. But not as bad as our next creature. The shadow who controls the dark. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm just hitting you with all kinds of bangers right off the get-go. Alright, so what this creature does is absolutely nothing. Next up, we have that which feeds on life. Now, this is a really great piece, because as you can see, it doesn't do anything. So, absolutely a necessity. Really good. I love this card. If you're not running this card, you're just honestly making a mockery of yourself. But I could forgive you if you were at least running a Headless Knight. What? Now, this right here. Now, this also does nothing. Alright. Now, how's about we actually get into it with a creature? How about that? How about that? Starting you off with a playset of Battle Fader. Whenever an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand, then end the battle phase. If this card is special summoned this way, banish it when it leaves the field. So what this is going to do is going to protect us from damage. Because we don't want to battle, because we need to really drag out the game. So this makes us able to really drag out the game. Next up, I have Daybound Colonel. This is another Bakura card. He pretty famous because I think this honestly might be Bakura. I don't know. Okay. The long and short of it is this card can subtract its attack from the opponent's chosen card, and then it blinks out of battle. So you'll have a card, but unfortunately, the blinking out of battle isn't really a benefit I see much in this deck, because I don't really have too many creatures to help defend me. But that might be my own fault. But I blame Headless Knight. I choose to. Next up, I have 2 copies of Doom Caliber Knight. Now, this is a double-edged sword, based on the fact that he is holding a double-edged sword, literally. And what he does cannot be special summoned during either player's turn. When a monster effect would be activated, tribute this card face up, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. Unfortunately, this can mean you, so keep that in mind, maybe. We have 2 copies of a very illegal card known as Morphing Jar, because I play pretty casually, but I don't like to. So we have this. Flip effect. Each player discards their hand and draws 5 cards. It's honestly not terrible. I love it. I love it. And Bakura used it, so therefore I'm allowed to use it, because anything the show used is legal, because, that's just how this game works, right? Anime rules. Next up, I have 2 copies of Necrofear, which, let's be real, guys, what the hell were they thinking with the text size on this? Cannot be special summoned, must first be special summoned from the hand by banishing 3 fiend monsters from your graveyard during the end phase. If this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed by an opponent's card this turn by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard while it was a monster card under your control. Target one monster an opponent controls, equipped it to it. You take control of the dang monster, gosh darn it, man. It's Monster Change of Heart. Holy bleep that, right, Blake? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh my god, though, Yu-Gi-Oh! You are the spooky season. You are the nightmare. Not even a freaking Harvard law major could figure out what these cards do. It took me 3 times to read that. And you know the sad part? Now I have to read our 2 copies of Curse Necrophere, which pretty much just does the same thing with more words. What this card does is you can take the banished monsters in the graveyard from this guy that you used to get them out, put those into the graveyard instead. This comes out. If it dies, destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of face-up spells or traps you control with different names. Yeah, so there's that. Oh my goodness, Yu-Gi-Oh! You are my nightmare sometimes. But it's okay, because at least we're ending on Dark Master Zork, who's at least a nice calm card, and our spells aren't nothing too bad either. What he does absolutely screws me every time I play him. You can ritual summon this card with contract with the Dark Master. Once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die, then destroy all monsters your opponent controls. If you roll a 1 or 2, destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. If you roll a 3, 4, or 5, destroy all monsters you control. If you roll a 6. It's just worded kind of backwards. But depending on your dice roll, this will get you an effect. If you get a 6, you destroy all of your monsters. A 1 or 2, you destroy all theirs. It's a good card, but I really hurt myself every time I play this. And I had to really work around having it in the deck. Alright guys, now we're going to get on into our spells. Alrighty guys, here with the spells, and I want to start off with my 3 copies of Dark Sanctuary. Dark Sanctuary is awesome because it's an eyeball realm of hell. If a spirit message card would be placed on the field with Destiny board, you can put it onto the battlefield instead. And if you do, it cannot be the target of attacks, but it doesn't prevent them from attacking. But whenever an opponent declares a direct attack, you can flip a coin, and if it is heads, you negate the attack, and if it is tails, it's halved. And if you do inflict damage to your opponent equal to... No, it's, if it is negated, you deal half the damage to them. But if it's tails, they just get to go anyway. It's a really cool card. You do have to have that spirit message to activate the whole shtick. But it helps with us not getting attacked. Unfortunately, we still lose the card removal, but it's not too bad. Alrighty, and next up I have 3 copies sloppily placed out of Dark Spirit Mastery. Discard 1 card, add 1 Destiny board or a level 8 Fiend monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, except the turn that it was sent to the graveyard. Place a number of Destiny card or Destiny board or Spirit message cards with different names from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck in any order. You may draw the same number of cards that you moved this way. So this is really good because when things like, if something destroys Destiny board because I'm getting close and they want to be irky, at least then I can recover it with this, which makes things a little better. Just a little better. Next up, we have Advanced Ritual Art. What this does, it actually gives us use out of those like normal monsters that I showed off at the beginning. I get to ritual summon a card by exiling normal monsters that equal its level. So 2 of those monsters equal the level to get this off. So I don't have to use the generic ritual summoning. And then I have a copy of Spirit Message I, because there is an I in Teamwork but I stole it. This is a spirit message. This is how we're gonna this is how we're going to do in the game. It was so outstanding they had to change the words. Next up, we have my spirit message N. It's an absolute brutal card. Brutal card. Fantastic. It's a spirit message. After that, spirit message A. I also stole this from the word team. Now there's no A in team either. And then L, because that's what we're going to be taking when we play this deck. So, yeah, I'm sorry guys, this isn't that wonderful of a deck, but man, do I love it. Alright guys, next into the trap cards. Let's get going. Wait. I had a change of heart. Was that cringe? Yeah, that was, wasn't it? Alright. Sorry. Back to the. So here with the trap cards, and let's start off with the Destiny board. Alrighty, Destiny board is the whole, the point of the game. This is what we're trying to do. If you control this card and all 5 of the spirit messages, you win the game. At the end of your opponent's turn, you get to place a Destiny board onto your side of the field. Or a spirit message from your deck. That's how we're winning. It's fantastic. I love this. It's the big win. And Bakura almost had it. Up until he showed everyone the big flaw in the entire deck. I still play it though. And last, but certainly not least, we have a playset of Sentence of Doom. You can target any number of fiend monsters that are banished or in the graveyard, up to the number of Destiny board or spirit messages you control, add them to your hand. You can send this card from your spell or trap card zone to the graveyard and place a spirit message card from your hand, deck, or graveyard into the spell zone or spell and trap card zone. So pretty much this just lets you get another message out real quick. It's a nice way to cheeky out the last message if they think they're safe for another turn, and bada boom, bada bang. And yeah, that would be it, folks. I suppose only one last thing to do. It's movie magic. Alrighty, well that was it. That was my Bakura deck. It was great talking and hanging out with everyone. Let's do this real quick. Let's get all this into a nice pile. Alright. There you have it. It's totally in there. You guys have yourself a merry little whatever. I shall catch you on the next DeckTech. See ya.